Yo, what up, everybody? This is Rich, and this is the first episode of Gaming on a Budget. And we're going to kick things off with the free game DC Universe Online. So, before I go anywhere, let me say that I am a Marvel fan, and that's where my alliance is. Get it? That's a joke. Marvel Alliance is actually a game. Anyway, Marvel's a shit. We all know that. Their movies, their comics, their heroes, everything's fucking dope. But I'd be lying if I didn't say DC had his shit too, right? Batman's fucking awesome. We all know that. The movies, his games, his villains. He's a dope character. So when I saw this game, I was like, yeah, could be a good shot. So why don't we give it a shot? So let's start off with some of the credentials. So it is an MMO, massive world to play in, bunch of characters. You can play with all kinds of people online. The developers are Dimensional Ink Games. This is their first game according to their website. They do have another game they're working on, but the details are under wraps right now. We don't really know too much. This released back in January 2011. It was created on the Unreal Engine 3 to be exact. As far as the platforms you can play on, there's Microsoft Windows, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and of course the Xbox One. Now let's get into the plot. So the game opens up with this big war between all the DC heroes and all the DC villains. So you see Batman, you see Joker, you see Harley Quinn, you see Deathstroke, you see Wonder Woman, you see Green Lantern, and the list goes on. You see a bunch of DC people. They're fighting in a, just hate to say it, a fucked up Metropolis. Metropolis has been beaten the hell up due to their fighting, and it's actually pretty grim what you watch in the trailer. But anyway, they're fighting a big war led by Lex Luthor, the villain side, and then the hero side, we have Batman leading. So, just warning, spoiler alert if you want to watch the trailer, but the villains actually end up winning. And seemingly it looks like Lex Luthor and his team wins. But out in the distance you see Brainiac, another big baddie in the DC universe, come through with the fleet of ships. And this was all part of his plan to take over the world. Brainiac has been downloading the powers of the DC heroes so he can go forth with his plan to turn everybody on the planet into some kind of super powered weapon that he can use to take over the world. Lex Luthor doesn't like this and decides there's something he can do about it. So just to let you know, this is a future. This isn't exactly present day. So what Lex does is he goes into the past and warns the DC heroes about what's to come. He brings along with him stolen powers that he got from Brainiac in the form of exobytes. Exobytes are basically nanobytes or nanobots with the abilities of all the heroes, and he releases it into the atmosphere, and on contact with humans they transform into metahumans and they all develop powers. So the whole idea is Lex warns the Justice League so they can go find them and train them. That way they have a little bit more firepower on their side because Brainiac is still planning to take over the world and shit. So pretty dope premise, at least what I thought. I thought it was a pretty cool premise and everything. So as far as the gameplay, this is what it is. So you create a character that's going to be one of these meta humans, and you can choose to be either a DC hero or a DC villain. You get to choose things like gender, body, personality, the way they move, and of course their powers, right? So initially some of the powers you can use are fire, ice, gadgets, which is like, Batman's kind of thing, mental, which would be telekinesis, nature, and sorcery, and there's a bunch of other powers you can use actually. During this, you get to choose your mentor. So if you choose Superman as your mentor, he's more for the meta humans. If you want a character that's more into gadgets and stuff, you would choose Batman. And if your character is more magic based, then you would choose Wonder Woman. After you name your character, your first mission is essentially to fight off a spaceship. You're on a spaceship and you're going to fight your way off a spaceship, I should say. And you're fighting alongside Superman and some of the other DC heroes. And it's pretty interesting. So after about a little less than a week of playing this game, I came up with some points to talk about. So the first point, creating my character. So this part was actually pretty cool. I really liked, customizing my character, everything from his looks to his powers to his costume. I had a lot of fun doing this, and it was just super fun. Can't lie, it kind of was like a happy little schoolgirl doing this. And there's a lot of selection. It's not like just like 2 or 3 standard things. You can actually customize with great detail. And I even, here, take a look. This is my guy. I threw dreads on him because that's what I have, and he's black, which is important. So yeah, but yeah, you have a bunch of detail in creating your character, and it's cool. So at first glance, I was like, damn, this looks kind of fun. fighting alongside all the DC heroes and seeing my guy on the streets and stuff. I was like, oh, this could be pretty cool. This seemed pretty cool. So the next point I want to make is the environment. The environment's actually done very well. Again, it's an MMO, so you expect like an immersive, expansive playground, if you will. There's a bunch of buildings, the scenery's done pretty well. There's like a beach somewhere, and there's a bridge that connects two cities. It's dope. It's really massive. I kind of got lost in it, literally. It's a great build. You can tell that the Unreal Engine was used to its capabilities in this because the buildings do look pretty crisp. All right, so next point, menus. So there's actually a bunch of menus, a little more than I would like, to be honest with you. There's like 10 different menus, all controlling different things. There's a menu for missions, there's a menu for items, there's a menu for powers, there's a menu for game events, so on and so forth. Just a lot to kind of keep track of. I found this a little extra, and I would have appreciated if they would have kept it light, maybe give you like 3, 4, 5 menus or something, but it's a lot. But maybe, I don't play MMOs too much, so maybe this is a common thing against MMOs or with MMOs, but anyway, this is something I noticed that I didn't really like too much. And, it kind of took away from the game. I'm one of those that, as soon as I create my character, I like to hit the ground running, but I had to, constantly figure out things and, like no lie, like when I first started playing, it took me like 5 minutes to find out where my missions were. I was like, where the hell are my missions amongst all these menus? It was just too much, just too many menus. All right, my next point. Kind of got repetitive. So from the first mission of your battle on the spaceship to, a couple of the other ones I played, the objective was pretty much the same. Beat some baddies up, interact with some objects, whether it's you're hacking something or you're, changing somebody back into human form, whatever, and then some more fighting. It was kind of just, rinse, wash, and repeat. Got old real quick, if I can say that. Same over and over again. So I know this is an MMO, and I probably shouldn't have expected much, but I was like, still, it's just a little boring to just be beating people up and, interacting with objects and beating more people up. Not for me, not really dynamic, and it was just super repetitive. All right, next point, lack of missions. So I know I'm playing the free version of this game, and I probably shouldn't have expected much, but I was a little disappointed. I didn't have too many things to do after doing that spaceship thing and a couple other missions. So you can purchase episodes to unlock more content and things for you to play on and play through. The only thing is some of them require that you be at least level 30. So if you're starting out like myself, you're kind of stuck grinding to get up to level 30 before you can even purchase the mission and play the missions that you want to play. So it kind of sucks, But until then, you just kind of have to wait for like in-game events, and I just don't want to stick around for that shit, to be honest with you. All right, next point, player battles. So in between missions, or lack thereof, I should say, you can challenge other people to duel. So it sounds like a cool idea. I mean, a great way to pass time, I guess, between missions, but I actually hated this. So for whatever reason, everyone that I ever challenged me was way higher than me as far as their level. So I got my ass beat a whole bunch of times. Like, seriously, it was really boring and kind of annoying. I literally died in seconds. I don't think it's fair for you to be able to challenge people that are significantly lower than you. I feel like you should challenge people that are in close range, like if you're a level 12, then at most you can fight a level 15, just to keep it fair, because at that rate it's still close. And you can check it out here. This is an example. I got my ass beat really quick, so bad that I had to run down this alley because the embarrassment, and I just got, dissed in front of this whole group of just heroes looking at me like, look at this noob, trash, run away. That's how I felt. Anyway, that was my last point. Now I want to talk about the highlights of the game. So the highlights of the game, definitely the environment. The environment was really one of the best things in this game. Very, massive, very detailed as far as the buildings and stuff. I mean, the people were kind of, they all kind of looked kind of semi, I guess, if that makes a sense. But, the buildings were actually pretty dope. And, I found a lot of my time just climbing on the top of buildings and just, taking screenshots, because that's what you do when you're a conceited hero like myself. You just sit yourself on top of the building and just wonder, damn, how good do I look right now? And you take a picture. That's what I did. And, of course, jumping off of buildings. My character, he can't fly, but he does this like falling with style thing. So it's kind of cool to just kind of glide around. And of course, I did the hero landing. You got to do that a bunch of times. I literally did that more times than I'd like to admit, for no reason as well. I'd just be like looking at a civilian. Hey, looks like you're about to get a parking ticket. And hero landing. That's literally what I did this whole game. So. Okay, next highlight, creating my character. So this is probably one of the best things in this game, literally just creating my character, customizing his powers, his abilities, his fighting style, his costume. That was really the most fun I think I had in the game, to be honest with you. And that's kind of sad because it's like a preliminary thing, something you have to do to actually play the game, but I had a lot of fun doing this. And yeah, I don't know, kind of sounds sad actually, that creating my character is one of the best things about this game, but at least in my opinion. But it is what it is. Finally, the trailer. The trailer is actually pretty fucking awesome. If you haven't seen the trailer for this, I definitely recommend you watch it. It's done very well. It's very cinematic. It's gripping. It really enticed me to play this game, and I had a lot of high hopes. It just hyped me up in general. So check it out. I'll put a link in the description for you. But definitely need to check this out. Great. So as far as my final thoughts. So overall, I found the game to be pretty whack. It sucks because it definitely had potential. I mean, you know, DC, you know, say what you will, they have a pretty interesting universe, pretty interesting characters. This game had a lot it can do, but it just, you know, it just kind of, it failed to hit the mark. So there's possibilities that it can get better in the future, but the game's been out for 10 years already, so I'm just like, yeah, how much better can it get? It's been 10 years, so we'll see. I mean, I understand this game is free. I mentioned that in the beginning. This game is free, and you know, you get what you pay for. But in this case, you know, I felt like I paid nothing, and that's what I got. Nothing. It kind of sucks to say it out loud, but it's true. I didn't find this game fun at all. But you know, at the end of the day, this game's just not for me. I think anyone that enjoys beat 'em up games, or you know, just kind of doing the same thing over and over again, you might enjoy this. If you're not like too into plots or storylines, then this might be a game for you. And also, I didn't try like playing with other friends and stuff. I mean, that could probably be a fun thing, you know, doing missions with friends. But again, there weren't too many missions available. You know, I did the first two, and that was it. I was waiting for stuff. I was just jumping off of stuff and running into things, and yeah, well. So yeah, anyway, I gave this game a fair shot, and that's what I thought. But anyway, I want to hear from you. Have any of you guys played DC Universe Online? Do you agree with what I said? Do you think this game is something that is, you know, redeemable, or, you know, do you enjoy it? Is it one of your favorite games? I want to know. And also, are there any games that are free or cheap that you want me to play that you know of? I'm down to listen to that too. If you like this review and want to see more, please feel free to drop a like and subscribe to my channel. I promise to do at least one of these a week. This is literally something I think will be very useful to people that are looking for new games to play but don't have the money. Drop your comments. I want to hear what you guys think, and thanks for watching this video. This is Gaming on a Budget, and I'll see you next time.